that the Maha Balancing Act in Maharashtra still seems to be on a month after the new government was sworn in. Still no clarity on where the portfolios are going. Well, finally, the cabinet expansion has happened, but the story is twofold over here. One, on who gets what portfolio. We are hearing from sources that it could be the NCP who ends up with the lion's share of the portfolios, but the Congress internally also facing the problem of plenty at this point, and a lot of Congress leaders, senior ones, and people who've been successive MLAs upset for not being included in the cabinet. And Saurav Gupta joins us for more on this. Saurav, we understand there was a marathon meeting that was held last evening as well, just to try and iron out these issues. We know how midnight meetings go in Maharashtra. This one, do we have more details on what happened? Any final conclusions coming out of it?
Well, of course, the meeting was to discuss the exact allocation of portfolios between the two parties, and it seems that the NCP has got a lion's share of the portfolios, or at least has got what it's wanted, and the Shiv Sena may have actually conceded some of those portfolios to the NCP. But beyond that, of course, many are also saying that the Congress has got a good deal in the circumstances that it has, in terms of numbers that it has, has in the assembly. But clearly, this is a government of three parties, and there are various demands of all parties, and that balancing act is something that is not an easy task, which is why you saw that meeting take place. There were negotiations over who gets what, and not only that. Remember, there is also the concept of guardian ministers of districts. Now, these are basically the ministers who are put in charge of these districts to look after the interests of these districts, and these are, of course, positions that also may see tussle over. Also, apart from that, remember, there are these state corporations that are there. So those posts in the state corporations are often used to placate those who've lost out on a cabinet berth or hasn't got a portfolio of their choice. And that is precisely what is going to happen over the next few days. We're expecting an announcement of the portfolio allocation today. It was expected yesterday, but it did not happen, even after that late night meeting that went on with representatives of all three parties. Also interesting to note would be what responsibilities the young faces are given. There are two ministers of state, Vishwajit Kadam and Aditi Tatkare of the NCP. There's also Aditya Thackeray of the Shiv Sena, who's become a cabinet minister. Which portfolio he gets also is interesting to watch. But yes, the larger takeaway from all of this seems to be the fact that the NCP seems to be in a happy space, if one can call it that, with the portfolios. It seems to have bagged for itself. The official announcement is not out yet. The Sena seems to have conceded some of those to the NCP. The Congress, though it has a decent deal, does have the problem of plenty, and it has to accommodate a lot of demands, and that's where the Congress is likely to face a problem.